Okay, so we're here in the car on a fucking crisp Thursday morning, a crisp Thanksgiving morning. Happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate, and even those who don't. I hope you are able to think of things that you are thankful for. With sorry, I felt myself wheezing there, holy shit. Kind of a short list for me. I'm thankful for the people in my life. I'm thankful for my family, for having a very strong support system that are not that, I mean, my mom's far away. She's in like another country on vacation right now. But like people who are not that far away that I know I can rely on when I need to. For the friends that I have a friend group where, like, as someone who moved around a lot, having a very stable friend group for this long of a time, like about a decade or so, is a very new thing to me. Like, you know, like I've had a few people here and there that's like I've kept contact with, like, since moving, but having just consistent people that I've seen and still like really like and shit, I'm like, this is lovely. I love this. That's kind of what lovely is. I also have some friends, like, from law school that I still regularly keep in contact with, that every year, every other year, when there's another wedding, like, I see and I really look forward to seeing. I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful that there are people like you. Sorry, I'm laughing because as I'm saying that, I'm just thinking of PBS. And what is that phrase that they say? It's like contribute, like, we'd like to thank blah 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 blah, and contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. But I'm thankful that there are people that actually fucking watch my videos. It's like that. I really appreciate that, because I've been wanting to, like, have a YouTube channel and just, like, make videos on shit for the last, like, decade or so, and just never did it. And now I'm doing it, and I'm having a good time doing it, and I feel like my enjoyment of it probably bleeds through the videos, because, like, I'm always fucking gritting about shit. Even if I don't like something, like we were talking about Wish the other day, putting a pin in that, like, I was gritting the whole time. It's like, I hated this movie, but I had so much fun hating this movie. This was wonderful. The fact that there are people who watch me, even my, like, really long videos, it is very appreciated. I have a roof over my head that's fucking awesome. I have a body that, generally speaking, works and is healthy. I appreciate that. I'm employed. There have definitely been some times in my adulthood where I wasn't, and I was actively looking to be gainfully employed, and it was just not fucking happening. So, even if my financial situation isn't what it was previously, with my hours being cut, it's still very nice to have one. I mean, like, I have clothes to wear and things that keep me warm. I have my cat. I love my cat. He's a sweet boy. He shows up in my videos all the time, and he'll just waltz into the room. Off the top of my head, I feel like that's it. I'm thankful that I'm gonna have a nice Thanksgiving meal with some friends and some family, and tomorrow's Friendsgiving, so I get to kind of do it all again. I'm very blessed. I have a lot of things that I complain about, and I feel like, yeah, it's like my life's certainly not perfect. There are things to complain about. There are things to want different. But I am very blessed, and I'm very, for the most part, happy with what I have. Because the other thing I'm thankful for is just how much I love writing, and that I still do, and that I love telling stories and making up characters and shit, and how, like, damn near 20 years later, I'm still fucking doing it. It makes me really happy. But, I feel like that's the Thanksgiving portion of the video. So I guess now I just go to the regular car talk version. Excuse me. And boy, I have a lot of things to talk about. So, number 1, Adventure Time progress. Clay and I finished season 3. It's great. Last night, we watched the first third of season 4, which would be the first 8 episodes. I mean, it's not quite, that's 26 episodes, not 24. Just 26. It's 3 going into 26. Hold on a second. No, 3 goes into 24 because that's 8, and then 27 would be 9. So I guess, I don't know, like 8 and a third or so would technically be a third, but we've seen about a third of the season. It was kind of rocky at the start. Like, we really liked that Flame Princess episode. But then the next, like, 2 to 3 are like, oh, this one's, I don't even super remember them. Okay, so there was the, like, almost kind of mini episode one where it's like, here's this story and this story and this story. We're like, this one's okay. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. And the one with the spiders, I was like, this one's not that funny. And then that Tree Trunks and Pig episode, I was like, oh, I actively hate this. Like, this episode is not funny. And it just makes the entire cast, aside from Tree Trunks and the Pig, just come off as assholes. This is not a good episode. And then we had, like, the Nightosphere 2-parter. We're like, okay, I feel like I'm back in Adventure Time. And, like, the next few episodes were, like, really good after. Like, okay, we're back. We're so back. Everything's Gucci. I was like, season 4 already has been kind of hit or miss. I don't know if that's going to be kind of emblematic of the season as a whole, but we'll see. I did that. In terms of RWBY, haven't started Volume 6 yet. That's kind of one of the reasons I was like, I guess if I'm up early, I'm going to be up early today, because I need to go ahead and get started on Season 6. I don't think I'm probably going to finish it all today. Maybe if I'm lucky. I mean, if I start, like, right after this, I can probably get it done around noon. Maybe I could get it done. But there's that. Other things that we watched, just Trolls 3 and Wish, which we did like an hour-long video on, and I think like 3/4 of it, if not more, was just dedicated to Wish. Short version, Trolls 3 is a fucking blast. Go watch it. Wish is dog shit. Don't watch it. Like, when I woke up this morning, because I've had a little over 24 hours to stew on Wish, and the more I think about it and the more I stew on it, I'm like, I really don't like this movie. And I feel like my enjoyment for, like, how terrible it is, it's still there, but I'm also, like, upset at how bad it is. Like, it's kind of starting to set in that it's not just, like, a fun bad, it's a, why? Like, what the fuck is this kind of bad? And there's this part of me, and I don't know if I'm actually going to do it, but are you familiar with the pitch meetings from Screen Rant? Like, I really enjoy those videos. I really enjoy their style. I think they're, like, really fucking funny. And there's that part of my brain that's always kind of been like, I would love to do a pitch meeting parody. Just like a video in that style, and not something I would do regularly, because like I don't want to steal someone else's style. Like the fucking bear episode of Adventure Time, like I'm not trying to jack your style. I just like, I think it would be kind of a fun thing to do because it's a style and it's a video series that I really like. I dislike Wish so much that my brain was just starting to write like pitch meeting jokes, and I was like, if there's ever something to just, like, do a pitch meeting parody off, it would be Wish. Clearly, if they do one in, like, the next week or so, I'm like, okay, I just can't do it. I'll, like, share some of the jokes I thought of. But if, like, a week or so goes by and I'm like, they haven't done a Wish video, I might. I don't really have editing software, and that's something where it's like I need to be able to edit, but a friend of mine might have, like, again, like there's that part of my brain that goes, doing someone else's video sounds like really shitty, but if it's a one-off and just like, look, I really like these videos, I kind of wanted to do like a parody one, like kind of do one in my own, like on my own, because I thought it would be fun. And I hated this movie so much, it inspired me to do it. It's like, what do you know, Wish? you gave me inspiration. Like, you are a true Disney movie. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm like, fuck, it'd be really fun. So that's that. Moving on to, like, reading projects. I finished Monster. I actually finished it while in the theater for Wish. The movie hadn't started yet, but I had 2 chapters left. I was like, all right. So, like, while they were playing the ads for, like, the migration movie, and every time I see the migration thing and that it's Illumination, my brain goes, they did Mario. They're doing Duck Hunt now? But, which I guess put a pin in that. But yeah, I finished Monster. I don't know when I'm going to do a video on it. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on it. Like, it's fantastic. It's not like it was shitty. It was disappointing. I have nothing to say. It's just more of, I don't know what I want to say, except that it was really good. I found myself, like, just so consistently engrossed. What I tried to do was read a volume a day, and I kept that going for, like, several weeks. It is fantastic. My next reading project, as I've said, is going to be Clannad. I don't know when I'm going to start it. I do have it. It's been on my Switch for a few years. I went ahead and downloaded it. I'm like, all right, maybe sometime this week. Maybe I'll just start it next week. But I'm looking forward to starting Clannad. I need to talk about Xenosaga 3 real quick. I have finished Chapter 4. So in terms of chapter count, I'm almost halfway through, but it sounds like from about Chapter 7, there's 9 chapters, from 7 onwards, they get a lot longer. When I finished Chapter 3, like, after the fight with Telos, the disc fucked up. And it's like, it's playing this scene, it's like this cool fight scene, I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And then it just froze. And I'm like, oh, do I have to do that fight again? Because, like, it was fun, but I don't really want to do it again. Can I pause this? Like, how frozen is it? So I hit pause, and then it's just on Shion's face like this. And so I'm just looking at Shion, and then pause comes up. So I'm like, okay, it's, like, notably delayed. But I can pause it. Okay, let me unpause it. Like, does that help it at all? No. Okay, pause again. Okay, I'm gonna skip the scene. Okay, now I can save. Huh, that was weird. And then I tried finding the rest of that scene on YouTube, and then I couldn't. So I started Chapter 4, and then I tried again while I was, like, playing some of Chapter 4, and it's like, oh yeah, here's the scene. I'm like, oh, thanks. I missed, like, 2 minutes. There was still some cool shit that happened in those 2 minutes, but I was like, what the fuck, game? Like, that's actually really shitty that you just fucking stopped working. Like, I remember saying a few times during Tales of the Abyss that there were points where the game's loading was so shitty, I dead-ass thought it froze. Like, I could hear the disc whirring, like, fucking violently, so I thought something was messed up. Abyss never actually truly froze, though. Xenosaga did. Like, that sucks, but I am liking the game quite a lot, though. So, I guess not the end of the world. So it was earlier this week. No, it was last weekend. It was on Saturday, I believe. I got a text from my dad when I woke up in the morning, and it was like a couple hours before I woke up, just saying, hey, I'm in the hospital. Can you go to the house, like, kind of make sure the animals are okay? And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, the fuck? Like, why is he in the hospital? Is everything okay? So I try calling him, and he doesn't answer, and I try calling him again, and he doesn't answer. But I also know that the hospital, from when my mom was in there a couple months ago, that for some reason, I can't call or text someone in that hospital. Like, my phone or server specifically is fucked. But my sister in OKC could do it just fine. So I call my sister. I'm like, did you hear from Dad? And she's like, no, what's up? Well, this, and I don't know why he's in the hospital, so I'm freaking out. And then so my sister's like, all right, I'll reach out to him. And she calls me back. Like, I called him. I couldn't get a hold of him either. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm at the other house. A couple hours go by, and I'm like, all right. So at like 11 o'clock, I'm just gonna head back over there and, like, go to the hospital and see what's up. And then, like, 5 minutes before that, he walks in. He's like, yeah, like, I'm mostly okay. Like, I've got, like, some shoulder pain, some back pain. I just wanted to go make sure that everything with me was okay, kind of get some medicine for it. I'm like, okay, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you got your medicine. Please be more clear next time when you say I'm in the hospital. I don't know what the fuck was happening, dude. It was freaking out. But it's just, I think it's kind of funny. Like, it's just like a sitcom-esque story. It's blah, blah, blah. So since today is Thanksgiving, that means I guess it means a few things. It means football, it means food, it means like, celebrate things you care about. It means you're probably gonna do shit with family. It also means, after today, I can't be crotchety about seeing Christmas shit everywhere. Because, no, it's supposed to be after Thanksgiving. I don't like seeing it directly after Halloween. And then some places will start putting Christmas shit up during October. You're like, no, it's November, after Halloween at the earliest. And even then, I don't like it. Come on, man. But that's one thing. The other thing, of course, is Black Friday. And Black Friday isn't even Black Friday anymore. It's Black November. It's the Black Week of Black Friday. And I got some shit. Actually, they've 3 of the 4 things I got delivered, so I thought I'd show them off. The one thing that hasn't arrived yet, I think it's arriving tomorrow, is the Blu-ray of SSS. Is it 4 S's or 3 S's? It's of Gridman, because I really, really enjoyed that anime, and I'm be happy to have it for the shelf. The first one was this. I got Rain Code, which I got it on Amazon for $20 off or so. It's a game I'm really looking forward to. I don't think I'm getting to it this year, because for me, I'm finishing Xenosaga, Klonoa, the Indigo Disc, Somnium 2. It's I can't remember what it's fucking called, but Somnium 2. And then at some point in between all of that, I guess doing the post game for Kuro 2, which I don't want to do. I guess I should. Probably after that, I'll play Rain Code, but I think that'll probably be around January or so. The next day was another game, which I might play before Rain Code, I might play after Rain Code, and another Blu-ray. So the other anime Blu-ray was Eva, the complete collection of Eva. Which is one of those things that I have a lot of problems with Eva. But most of that isn't from the 26 episodes. I feel like there were probably some, but a lot of it is I did not like the Rebuild movies. I don't particularly care for End of Evangelion. I actually really like the last 2 episodes of the show. With how weird and just introspective they are. I think it's a really fitting end for something like Eva. And of course, there's the congratulations circle, which is not only memic and iconic as hell, even though it's fucking weird. It's probably why it's memic and iconic as hell. But yeah, we did it for one of our friends at his wedding. We made it the fucking circle and we were all clapping and saying congratulations. And he was so fucking happy that we did it. It's great. The other thing was this. I finally got Digimon Survive. When this game was announced, it's okay, it's a Digimon visual novel. Okay, cool. It's a horror game. And people are gonna fucking die because Digimon is nut shit. I'm yeah, I remember Tamers. It is. Oh, this sounds amazing. I've heard very, very mixed things about it since, but nothing really specific. And I'm you know what? I want to play it for myself. Because I've been really excited for it. It sounds dope as hell. Let me play it. So I'm glad I finally copped a copy of it. That's Black Friday. I guess another... Well, this has nothing to do with that. So we're just kind of going to move on. Moving on to some channel shit. So the thumbnail, that's mostly for video. So I guess the profile... Yeah, it's more like the profile picture. The profile picture for the channel is this. It is 2 separate toys. It's a Venonat, and it's this fucking bike, and it is specifically a toy from Small Soldiers. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that movie. I'm very, very familiar with that movie. I watched it so many fucking times growing up. I love it. This is a bike, and there's supposed to be a major chip hazard, a really small one that fit perfectly onto the bike. And then at one point, this was like a few years ago. I was like fucking around with like some of my old toys that I found, and I was like, hey, this Venonat fits kind of snugly on the bike. I don't know, I really dig this. And so, for whatever reason, I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna make that the profile picture of my channel. And I still like it, but I was just kind of thinking the other day, I was like, should I do something else? Because that has nothing to do with the channel. Like, it's not like even my name is like, I don't know, Cruisin' Venonat or some shit. It's not like I just do like Pokemon videos. Like, I don't talk about Pokemon super often, but y'all know I fucking love me some Pokemon. But it's like, I don't really do Pokemon stuff. I'm not like a VTuber and my model is a fucking Venonat on a bicycle. Like, okay. So if so, like, what should it be? Should it just be a picture of me? Should it just be like me in my car, me in my room? Should it just be like fucking Bahamut? I mean, he shows up in enough videos, it could kind of work. I don't know, like, just a genuine question. Like, should I keep the profile picture? Should I change it to something else? If I do change it to something else, what should I change it to? Another thing I was thinking about, and I know I thought this a few months ago and never did anything about it. I don't remember if I ever said it during a video. If so, I kind of apologize for repeating myself again, especially for something I didn't do. But I've been thinking, like, could I set up a Patreon? Should I set up a Patreon? That might be kind of cool. The one concern I have is just, what fucking rewards do I give? Like, what rewards can I give? Because I'm not like a musician where I could be like, yeah, like you get a song early or something. Or, yeah, it's like, here's some shit that's not going to be on the album. It's like, I don't make an album. And it's like the same thing with like artists. Like, I can't be like, here's the drawing. And then here's like, you know, kind of the spicier version. Like, here's some like the work in progress. I was like, I don't do that. I mean, like, I could add bloopers, but the whole fucking video is like bloopers half the time. Like, I keep that in. I think that shit's fun. I enjoy that. I like my one take style of recording. I have so much fun with it. So I was like, the best I could think of is like a tier 1 is, I mean, a lot of them are also like access to the Discord. I'm like, I don't fucking have a Discord. I barely use Discord. I guess that's one thing I would have to add. I don't even know how to add a Discord server. Like, does that cost a fee, like, to maintain it? It feels like it would. Maybe it's like a one-time fee. I don't know if it's like a monthly subscription. I don't think it's a monthly subscription to, like, be on Discord. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't. Anyways, I'm getting way too sidetracked. But I was like, maybe like a first tier is you can write in questions, I guess. And no guarantee I'll answer the question. Like, if you ask me, like, hey, JJNW, what's your bank account number? Yeah, I'm not going to answer that fucking question. And if something's, like, too personal or, like, too mean-spirited, like, I'm probably not going to answer it. But I feel like I'm mostly open to most shit. Mostly open to most shit. Yeah, that mostly open means stupid sentence. But, like, I feel like I'm pretty open about things, so I'd be down to answer most questions. Like, I don't know, maybe another tier would be like a poll, like what should be my next reading project, ABC. Like, that could be kind of fun. Maybe for one tier, it's like you can pick a project for me. It's like, all right, and again, within reason, like if you pick, I want you to watch a Serbian film. Yeah, I don't want to watch that movie. I'm going to veto that. Or if it's like, yeah, like I want you to watch something and it's just like the most degenerate fucking hentai shit. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to watch and do a review on that. But you're like, yeah, I really want you to read this one book. I really want you to play this one game. I would then have to do it. It's like, I have to find a way to make it fit in my schedule. So it's probably a tier that would be very, very limited because of that. But like, that's fine. That's what I got. If you can think of something that you think would be like a cool reward, let me know. If those all sound like super shitty rewards, let me know. I haven't started it yet, so I'm very open to ideas. Another thing on the channel was I actually tried making playlists for a lot of my videos, which some of the recent ones need to be added. It's like, here's the Adventure Time videos, here's all the stuff I read this year, including VNs and books. Oh fuck, excuse me. Here's my here's the games I played this year. Here's the movies I watched. Here's the DreamWorks tier list. Just kind of for ease of access, like if you want to go through those, and if you don't, that's fine too. I completely understand. Wait, what does that even say? Oh, I know what that says. So, like I was saying last week, I was trying to listen to like a lot of Grammy nominated albums. I know there's a lot I didn't get to, but I made a list. I went through it. The last one I heard was World Music Radio, which might be my favorite of the bunch. I really, really like that album. I highly recommend it. I had a blast with it. I don't remember if I said anything about the Andre album last week. Yeah, I didn't because it came out on Friday, New Blue Sun. I liked it a lot. I had a fun time with it. Like, I listened to like half or so, if not more of it, while just taking a walk, and it was very pleasant. I don't think I'll be able to take a walk today. It's fucking cold outside. But, I like the Andre album a lot. I saw a video yesterday. Oh, I also forgot about this. There's going to be a new live-action Zelda movie. I know I was about to say something else entirely. I was like, oh, shit. Live-action Zelda. Yeah, who's going to be playing Link? Okay, so I guess my questions when you do that, you're like, okay, A, why is it live-action and not animated? Not necessarily saying that one medium is better than the other, but I'm like, well, you just did a Mario movie and it was animated. I mean, the Pokemon movie was also live-action, but I feel like, I mean, if anything should have been anime, it probably should have been Pokemon. I still liked the DP movie, though, don't get me wrong. I'm like, okay, but I feel like an animated Zelda, like, you could really do a lot with the art style, given how different, like, Zelda art styles can be. So I feel like right off the bat, live action is kind of limiting, and I feel like a lot of, like, the creative designs and the world and shit would probably look better. Like, I would rather see an animated Goron than a live-action Goron. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like it would look better animated. Maybe it would look great live-action, and I'll eat my fucking words, but I'm not super sure. But the two things that are really interesting to me is, A, if you're making a Zelda movie, what are you doing? Is this, like, the OG game? Is it Ocarina? Is it Wind Waker, TP? Is it Skyward Sword? Because, like, timeline-wise, it's the first one. Are you going to do crazy shit? We're going to adapt Minish Cap first. Is it just going to be Breath of the Wild? And also, how are you doing Link? Is he going to talk? Because I'm expecting in a full, let's say, 1.5 to 2 hour film, oh gosh, a 90-minute Zelda movie, that does not sound long enough. Because, like, with Mario, like, and even then, like, Mario had its problems. But I'm like, I feel like, yeah, you can tell the story of, like, a Mario adventure in about 90 minutes. The princess got kidnapped, we did some shit, we saved the princess, bam, that's your movie. You can tell that in 90 minutes. But with Zelda, like, there's so much adventure and exploration and shit. Like, yeah, like, the actual story itself generally isn't super long or complex, although there are definitely some games that do shit like that. I remember really enjoying the story of Twilight Princess. Breath of the Wild has it's more about, like, the backstory and then the climax. There's a lot of interesting shit in the backstory. Maybe that's what they would do. It's like a 2-part movie. It's like the first part is Breath of the Wild's backstory, and then, like, with Link failing, and then the second part is now go kill Ganon. But it does make me wonder, it's like, so, in a movie that's, say, like 90 minutes to 2 hours or so, are you going to have a silent protagonist? I kind of doubt that. But that's gonna be weird. And Link's talked before. Excuse me, princess. I just wonder what Ganon's up to. Link has talked before. I don't think it's been the best received, though. And, like, yeah, I think, like, in Wind Waker, there's, like, a couple voice lines and shit, but it's just, like, although, like, a fully fucking articulate Link, like, if he's eloquent as hell, I think that would be really funny. But I'm like, I don't know. And yeah, I'm like, who's going to play him? Again, I'm just like, I don't mind the idea of a Zelda movie, especially like I don't know what game they're adapting or if they're going to do their own original shit. I feel like animation would probably be better. And speaking of animation, animated films, the video I saw yesterday was one Stephen A. Smith was discussing a GOAT debate, a sports GOAT debate, greatest of all time, with a caller who was like, hey, you talk about like sports GOATs, you talk about like Jordan, you talk about Brady, where does Lightning McQueen factor into the sports GOAT debate? He does have 7 Piston Cups. To which Stephen A. Smith, kind of after a second, and like a nanosecond, like he kind of gets this look on his face like, we're debating cars? Okay. Immediately. So I can only, either this man knows his cars, or there's kind of someone in his ear going like, okay, this could be fucking funny. Someone's gonna call you talking about like cars and shit. This is the shit you gotta say. It's like, here's the info, and he just delivers. And so he's like, well, first off, Lightning McQueen isn't the GOAT. He has 7 Piston Cups. Like, that's great. But he's not all alone with 7. Strip Weathers also has 7 Piston Cups. You're going to tell me that Lightning McQueen is the GOAT because he's got 7? What about Strip? Strip's also got 7. Like, come on. Like, if 7 equals 7, you can't say one. Like, if we're talking strictly on championships, and if you don't know, Strip Weathers is the name of the king. And, like, they go into this, like, whole kind of, like, thing about it, and then afterwards he's like, I don't want to fucking debate about the movie Cars. If you're going to call me about a movie, at least talk about, like, Fast and Furious or some shit. Like, it was fun. But I'm kind of sitting here, marveling at the fact that Stephen A. Smith is having a sports discussion about Cars and Lightning McQueen. This is gold. Like, this is fucking hilarious. And 2, I'm thinking to myself, okay. Strip the King Weathers. Definitely one of the best to ever do it. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Doc Hudson is the only one to ever win 3 in a row. Career is cut short to injury. We get it. 7 is a lot more than 3. Hudson kind of changed the game. And I know what a lot of people say. He was racing against UPS cars. He was racing against lemons and shit. Like, yeah, I know. The level of competition nowadays is always better. I feel if you put Doc Hudson with today's technology and today's science, he would still be an elite competitor. However, Lightning McQueen won 7 cups in 9 years. Strip the King Weathers, God bless him, one of the best to ever do it, grew up, was a big fan of the King. Fuck, I couldn't finish it with a straight face. I tried. I was trying so hard. But I'll still finish it even though I'm going to be fucking corpsing the entire time. He won 7 over a long career. Lightning won 7 in 9 years. And let's be honest, he should have had 8. And the only reason he is not all alone in terms of Piston Cups is because of his sportsmanship and deciding to let the King finish his last race. And I don't want to hear from Chick Hicks fans saying Lightning wasn't robbed. Chicks won that fair and square. Chicks is one of the best of all time. He's the only one to like really beat Lightning. I fucking hate Chick Hicks. He's such an asshole. Hey, like, we talk about asterisks in sports. Like, oh, the Golden State Warriors, their first one has an asterisk because Kyrie and Kevin Love weren't healthy for that series. I mean, you can only play the people in front of you, but like, I kind of get it. Or, their next 2 championships, like those have an asterisk because KD joined the team. And what the fuck were you going to do against the KD Warriors? Like, yeah, that was kind of bullshit. Or, like, I don't know, like, the Tuck rule. Like, one of Brady should have an asterisk because, like, that was some bullshit. Or, like, the Rams. They shouldn't even been in that fucking Super Bowl. That's an asterisk. Then 28-3. That's not an asterisk. That was just unbelievable. Like, I ain't gonna throw any shade at that. Like, you get what I mean. Like, sometimes there is always like this is the team that won the championship, but here's why it's kind of devalued for whatever reasons. And then you have championships like the Mavs beating the Heat in 06. Wait, no. That was the Heat beating the Mavs in 06. I'm thinking of 09, I believe. The Dirk's ring, where, like, Dirk's championship is one of the most, like, beloved championship runs in NBA history. And it's kind of awesome. Chick Hicks has the biggest fucking asterisk beside his Piston Cup, because the only reason he won that is because of a dirty play that he put on the King. It's legal, but it's dirty. And McQueen having the sportsmanship to say, hey, I'll come in third. I will push that man out. I will push him through the finish line, because Strip the King Weathers deserves to finish his last fucking race. That is the only reason Chicks won, because Lightning beat him by like almost an entire fucking lap, dude. Lightning McQueen is the GOAT. I love the King. I love Doc Hudson. But you ain't fucking touching Lightning. So, happy Thanksgiving.